core of Death Stranding was always perfect. And I think Death Stranding 2 just helps you realize that faster. Death Stranding 2 offers better story pacing, better visuals, better combat, better stealth, more flexibility in the sandbox, more diversity in mission design, and more ways to customize your experience. For that reason, Death Stranding 2 impressed everyone that I spoke to at that preview event. Every single person loved it, and many of them cited those changes or expansions or improvements when talking about why they loved it so much. But for me personally, I feel like many of the changes that Death Stranding 2 delivers are actually kind of surface level. I'd almost characterize them as tinkering around the edges. There's more combat, but I think it's kind of the same as before in that it's not very deep or challenging. There's more stealth, but it's similarly simple. The new weather system and day-night cycle can make your journeys from point A to point B more challenging and more beautiful. But ultimately, this is still a game about going from point A to point B, picking up discarded packages as you do that so you could, you know, get additional likes when you hand them in. It's still a game about carrying as much on your back as you can, holding the left and right triggers as Sam tilts side to side. It's still a game where you crest a hill to see an expanse open out before you, some licensed track from a trend.
That looks crazy. The shadow and the crevices of the hills.
Where you crest a hill to see an expanse open out before you, some licensed track from a trendy folk singer kicks in and you begin your descent. I suspect that many of the previews you see for Death Stranding 2 will tell you that it's really good because it adds a lot to the Death Stranding formula, but I think that Death Stranding 2 is really good because it trusts in the inherent brilliance of the core Death Stranding formula. The good news is that there's no tension between these two perspectives. Those of you who love the first game will love this one just as much, and those of you who didn't are going to find so many new pathways into this experience. Ultimately, we all end up at the same point, the point at which we put down the controller, shake our heads and whisper to ourselves, God damn it, man. He's done it again.
Yeah. Dude, that looks crazy good. God. I cannot look at this and not want to play it as soon as
YouTube
possible.
user Sleazy asks, while playing Death Stranding 2 for the first time, what caught your attention immediately? Well, let me tell you, the opening of Death Stranding 2 is one of the most stunning, most arresting, most jaw-dropping openings I've ever experienced in a video game, for real. It's a moment that's going to make someone who's never played Death Stranding before go, what the fuck is this? And it's a moment that's going to make returning fans go, oh yeah, baby, we are so back. After that, what you'll certainly notice when playing Death Stranding 2 is the uplift in visual fidelity, but I don't want to oversell it. There's definitely a sharper image here. There's more detail in the terrain. The HDR implementation is really fantastic, particularly given there's now a day-night cycle and the sunsets just go super hard in this game. There's also a boss fight about 20 hours into the game that's quite possibly the single best looking sequence I've ever experienced on a console. For real, it's I don't even have words to describe how good it looks. Unbelievable. But a lot of what I'm describing here is about Kojima Productions taking art design to the next level or being more comfortable with the Decima engine and being able to push it further. Death Stranding 1 was a PS4 title and Death Stranding 2 is exclusive to the PS5. You'd think that that generational leap might have resulted in a bigger visual delta, but both Kojima himself and his technical lead said to us during separate Q&A sessions that the leap between the PS4 and the PS5 wasn't that vast. The technical director said that the consoles were kind of similar and the biggest uplift they were able to achieve was in removing loading screens. Kojima said something similar when asked about the move to PS5, saying that because the technological gap between the two consoles was so narrow, they had to focus more on other innovations such as gameplay and storytelling. So for that reason, Death Stranding 2 definitely looks better than Death Stranding 1, but it's less about technical uplift and it's more about visual diversity, art direction, and terrain detail. Really interesting to note though, that there are two graphical options available, quality and performance. Quality seems to be running at a solid 30 FPS and has more detail in the image, particularly with respect to terrain and vegetation. I played on performance mode, which was a really solid 60 FPS frame rate, or if it wasn't 60 FPS, it was certainly doing a good job of looking like 60 FPS. And we were playing on base PS5s, not PS5 Pros, like base PS5s, and it looked and ran fantastic. I do imagine that the PS5 Pro mode is going to kind of be the visual fidelity of, you know, quality mode combined with the performance of performance. 60 FPS looking great, but I'll tell you what, man, you're not going to feel shortchanged if you play this on a base PS5. I was playing on a base PS5, and I was regularly blown away by how good this game looks and how well it runs. It's pretty marvelous. So what else do you notice when you step into Death Stranding 2? Well, the pacing is worlds different versus Death Stranding 1. I actually just replayed Death Stranding 1's opening, and it's a solid 2 hours of mostly cutscenes before the game properly opens up. That is absolutely not a thing here in Death Stranding 2. From the minute the opening sequence rolls, you are in control of the action. There are, of course, cutscenes at regular intervals after that, but the focus is on keeping the experience playable. Personally, I was never bothered by the slow start of Death Stranding 1, but if you were someone that was, then I think you're going to find Death Stranding 2 a much more welcoming experience. So let's talk briefly about the story, but like I said, no spoilers here, going to keep it extremely high level. You may be wondering, do I have to have played Death Stranding 1 before playing Death Stranding 2?
Yes.
Opinions on this are going to vary greatly, but in my personal view, absolutely, you should play Death Stranding 1 first. There is a story so far vignette thing that you can load up from the main menu to catch you up on the events of Death Stranding 1, but the truth is that's unhelpful because that recap is focused on the plot of Death Stranding 1, and I would argue that the plot is kind of silly. The real brilliance of Death Stranding storytelling was its world building and its characters and this ethereal, otherworldly vibe that everything gave off. A story recap can't possibly communicate any of that. One of the downsides of Death Stranding 2 jumping straight in and getting things going really quickly is that it doesn't take time to reintroduce you to the world and the characters. It really does assume a huge amount of knowledge on the player's part, and while you could get by without that knowledge, I think you're missing out on a hell of a lot if you haven't played that first game. Because don't forget, this is actually like a direct chronological sequel in a way that Kojima is kind of like never made before. Like Metal Gear games jumped around a lot in terms of timeline and settings and locations and characters. Death Stranding 2 though is set straight after the events of the first game, and most of the cast are returning. It's a much more contiguous work from Kojima than we're used to, so all the more reason why that backstory matters. Anyway, so what's the story set up for Death Stranding 2? Well, it's basically do it again, but in Mexico this time. At least that's how it starts.
What?
Sam has successfully connected the US by way of the chiral network, and now he's asked to connect Mexico in the same way. He's reluctant at first, but certain events force him to agree, and so off he goes to Mexico. Not long after that, something very strange happens. Reports begin to emerge of Australian flora and fauna appearing in Mexico. At this point, I'm like, Australia mentioned! This wasn't a huge surprise since one of the characters in the game is the very literally named Tar Man, and his appearance is modeled on that of the actual Australian director George Miller, responsible for the iconic cinematic masterpiece set in Australia, Babe, Pig in the City.
No.
But also some other movies as well, I think. I'm not sure. Regardless, I just thought these Australia mentions were like little nods to George, like, you know, Kojima throwing his boy some love. But very soon after that, it was revealed that we were actually going to Australia in Death Stranding 2. And I won't spoil how you get there, but you do. You go to Australia.
How the fuck do you go from Mexico to...
that the majority of Death Stranding 2 is set in Australia. What makes this especially funny is that, like, on like day one or whatever, I was sitting at a table with a whole bunch of like British journalists, and one of them was like, "Oi, wouldn't it be funny if Death Stranding 3 was in Australia?" Like, it's my British accent, by the way. And I'm like, yeah, that actually would be pretty funny, because, you know, it actually would make a lot of sense if you think about it. There's a lot of empty space in the middle of Australia. Sure, let's put a Death Stranding game there, right? Literally like 2 hours later, we are walking the Australian continent, connecting Australia to the chiral network. So as one of the two Australians that attended this event, I feel like I am very uniquely positioned to speak on this topic. So I hope you'll indulge me as I hold forth for a little bit. Does Kojima's Australia look like the real Australia?
No.
Well, I ask you, does the United States look like the volcanic waste of Iceland? No, it doesn't, okay? Realism is not the point. In speaking on the subject during a Q&A, art director Yoji Shinkawa said that they were looking to deliver a primordial rendition of Australia, one that fuses the modern Australian landscape with the elements underpinning Death Stranding's post-apocalyptic visual style. Realism is not the goal, and nor is accuracy. And this is true. At one point during the group Q&A interview, the lead level designer looked me dead in the eyes and said, I'm sorry I put a frost-capped mountain in the middle of your country. And that's true, by the way, because there actually is, in the middle of the map of Australia in Death Stranding 2, a giant frost-capped mountain there. And that's basically the exact opposite of what's actually in the middle of Australia, because there's nothing but just hot desert out there, you know? Australian accents are fraught things in the world of video games. Most of the time, everyone sounds like Junkrat. Thankfully, the majority of the Australian preppers that you meet during your time on the Australian continent actually have Australian accents because they are actually played by Australian voice actors. So I thought that was a really nice touch. But more than that, I could tell that the dialogue that they were saying was written by an Australian, because it had very, very specific words that only Australians use. Like, we have this phrase, which is like Buckley's chance. You know, you would say, oh, mate, he's got Buckley's chance of that happening. You know, it's not going to happen. So that's a phrase that like our fucking parents use. Like, we don't even use that today in Australia. It's so old and so Australian, okay? So when I heard one of the NPCs say this line, I'm like, an Australian wrote this. I have to find out who wrote this. So later on, we were in a group Q&A session, and one of the people translating was this Australian bloke. And so I went up to him afterwards and I'm like, g'day, mate. And he's like, g'day, mate, you know? And then we started chatting, and turns out he's the lead localizer for the game. And so Kojima would write the script in Japanese, and then this guy would translate it into English, and more specifically, like Australian English, you know? And he was there during all the voice recordings and whatever else. And it's just really fascinating because he was not hired because he was Australian. He was just hired as the lead localizer and happened to be Australian. So it does result in a level of authenticity that I think is rare when it comes to, you know, the way Australians are portrayed in video games. And I really liked it. So hats off. Good job. Beyond that, though, how does the Australian location differ from the American setting? Well, I'd characterize the differences as subtle but welcome. For example, there's a new gameplay mechanic that allows you to capture live Australian animals like kangaroos and quokkas, and you can then take them back to an animal sanctuary to be cared for. You can also kill those creatures, but please don't do that because quokkas are adorable.
Why?
And if you hurt them, you're a bad person. What else? Oh, there's a new weapon in Death Stranding 2. Forget piss grenades. Sadly, it seems like they're not making a return. Say hello to the blood boomerang, which I don't have any footage for, sadly, but it's exactly what you think it is. It is a boomerang that Sam fills with his own blood, and then he throws it at BTs to damage them. And of course, it will come back to him. It's
boomerang because it's Australia.
Possibly imagine. You do see more biome diversity in Australia than you do in Death Stranding 1's United States. There's the same expansive tundra and mountainous regions, but there's a lot more vegetation as well. Some of the areas are almost jungle-like in appearance, and given how good the Decima engine is at rendering vegetation, this was a very natural fit for DS2. I think the weather you'll experience in the Australian landscape is perhaps its defining characteristic. Death Stranding 2 has an all-new weather system that can dynamically spin up sandstorms, flash floods, and most notably, bushfires. There was a mission where I had to rescue a kangaroo who was trapped in the middle of a bushfire, and to make my way through the flames, I was given a tar turret, which basically pumps tar up from beneath the earth, and then you can spray it to extinguish the fire. You can also walk around while spraying this thing, so it kind of feels like Splatoon or Mario Sunshine, but in Death Stranding. It's very fun, very cool. And I guess that's a neat transition to talk about the sort of gameplay enhancements and expansions that Death Stranding 2 serves up. Boat378 asks, what are the major innovations going into the sequel? Is there much that's majorly different from its predecessor, or is it still an exploration/delivery game at its core? Great question. So there are 3 gameplay buckets in Death Stranding. There's traversal, there's combat, and there's stealth. Let's talk about the traversal first. This is the part of the game where you're going to see the least amount of innovation and iteration. The core systems of carry weight and balance and terrain difficulty and scanning and upgrades that make it easier to carry stuff, that's all identical, and I think it's just as fantastic here as it's already optimal. But it is pretty unchanged except in one key area. Gregory asks, did they make the difficulty harder in terms of on-foot traversal? It was very easy to abuse vehicles in Death Stranding 1, and on-foot traversal became non-relevant very, very quickly. True. So I think you might be disappointed to hear that they made the on-foot traversal even easier than it was in the first game. In 30 hours of play, I definitely noticed fewer challenging on-foot missions, and I did feel as though the overall calibration of things like carry weight, balance, and terrain just felt more forgiving. I think a few other people noticed something similar, and they liked it because they felt like Death Stranding 1 was a little too arduous and frustrating at times. Personally, I didn't feel that way. I loved that challenge. I do think it's easier here, but I don't think it's been sanded back too much. I think it still feels good. As for vehicles, they're pretty much the same as before, only now you can mount turrets onto your vehicles and do sick-ass drive-by shootings. Nuge asks, what are the new structures the player can build? Was there any new components to the asynchronous gameplay? Again, doesn't seem to be too much here. The one exception is a monorail network that you can now build.
Yeah,
so
this looks
roads
cool.
still exist as before, but in addition to that, you can now build a vast monorail network that connects mining facilities. These mines allow you to extract a huge amount of resources in one go, so much so that you couldn't even transport them by truck. So the monorail lets you move vast amounts of resources from one end of the map to the other, which is crucial if you're looking to build roads or other major structures out in frontier country. So let's talk about combat and stealth next. And this is where I think my opinion of Death Stranding 2 will diverge the most from popular opinion. See, Death Stranding 2 has a lot more missions that send you face to face with human enemy combatants. I'd say about quarter of the missions were ones that directly sent you into an enemy encampment to either steal something or sabotage something or rescue someone or just incapacitate them all. When you're on a mission like this, you have two options: full frontal combat where you just shoot everything, or stealth where you sneak around trying to silently take down your foes. Both combat and stealth have substantially more tools to support that playstyle. There are more guns, more melee weapons, more grenades, more takedown tools, more distraction tools, the list goes on. In many ways, the arsenal that you can bring with you into combat or stealth focused missions does start to feel like the sort of arsenal that Snake might have brought with him as he headed into a mission in Metal Gear Solid 5. But I really do think that's where the comparison ends, because level design and enemy AI and health economies and, you know, vision cones and patrol paths, none of it feels like it's calibrated to ask very much of you. On that point, Gregory asked, did they improve the combat, aka make it more challenging? And the simple answer to this is absolutely not. I think it's the same as the first game, which is to say that, like, you know, in 30 hours of play with Death Stranding 2, I didn't die once. And I never once encountered a situation where I was fighting against human enemies where it really felt like a properly tense kind of butt-clenching scenario.
I think
you know
that's...
what I mean? Unquestionably, the sandbox has been substantially broadened. You have so many more options available to you now, but still feels like you're shooting at target dummies. And the same could be said of the bosses. I fought 3 of them here. They looked just as extraordinary as they did in the first game. They are brilliant, unmatched spectacle, just utterly jaw-dropping, but they're still just shooting a thing until it dies. One of them is about shooting weak spots. Another one is shooting a target.
I gotta watch the whole thing.
Teleport, and that's really about it. You
Dude, I love this game.
That sounds suspiciously like criticism, but I come back to what I said in my review of Death Stranding all those years ago. Combat is not the point of Death Stranding, and a sophisticated combat sandbox is not the goal. Combat is another weight that is put upon you. It's meant to weigh you down, not impede you. Failure conditions don't interest Kojima. He wants you to keep moving forward, but he wants you to have more choice in how you advance. In the group Q&A session, he said this almost explicitly when asked about his decision to include more combat in the game. Quote, "Well, I'm not recommending people to fight more or anything like that, but there are so many people all over the world asking me to make another Metal Gear, so I added more options for combat. But this is a game focused mainly on deliveries. You can avoid the enemy by taking the long way around, you could drive by quickly using a vehicle or bike, or you could fight the enemies. I wanted to leave that choice to the players," end quote. And that's the crucial point to keep in mind about Death Stranding 2. You do have more options, but as Kojima says, this is a game about deliveries, just as the first one was. It's
the FedEx simulator.
So while I thought it was novel and interesting to see so much more combat and stealth on the table, I felt as though it didn't really enhance the experience for me, because I'm here to build roads and climb mountains and deliver packages, and Death Stranding 2 let me do that in my own country. What could be better?
How much is a PS5, huh?
To wrap things up.
Right. Wait, he's rapping. Hold up.
Let's answer a few questions we haven't got to yet. Sleazy is back and he asks, Death Stranding 1 was a huge game, and I wonder if the sequel would be gigantic.
Okay. Enough. Enough. We're like 700 now. Let me actually see it. Let me see. Don't worry. I'm just gonna see. I'm not interested in getting a console. Don't worry. I'm just a little bit of a, you know, curious. Oh yeah. That price is not worth it, buddy. Hell nah. Jesus Christ. God. Yeah, I don't know, man. We'll see. We'll see. I definitely not gonna buy a fucking console just for this game. But I'm really excited for the Death Stranding 2. I feel like Death Stranding 1 gave me an experience that unlike any other. And, you know, I'm pretty sure a lot of people agrees, for better or worse, because some people actually dislike the game because it's not your traditional game. It's not a game that have a lot of combat or a lot of action, even though the game is built by one of the most famous stealth tactical action developer in the history of game development. But the vibe that you get in that game is just one of a kind, man. It really shows what Kojima is really trying to create with his ability to create games. Especially after he creates like so many fucking amazing Metal Gear Solid. Or Metal Gear game, period. Oh yeah, the Daily Pussy. Okay, we can watch that because it's super cat. Hold up. Dude, my browser is breaking. My god. How much did I cost? You were $120. Oh, that's not bad. How about me, mom? Only 60. Okay, I shouldn't laugh. That's mean. I love. Yes. The Siamese, the inbred one, of course. Damn, he looks mighty fine for an inbred. So cute. Oh god, these guys again. I feel bad for them. They keep fucking getting dunked. But a lot of them looks healthy as hell. They always slipped off. Oh no, the umbrella! Oh no, the bird! Oh god. What the fuck? This guy have like the weirdest fucking collection of cats. I swear to god, never seen cats act like this so naturally. What the fuck? Jesus, 1,000 for Pro. It leans entirely on spectacle, but the spectacle is all brown and green. True. I don't know what about it. Death Stranding feels special to me in the sense of like just the vibe. Like, I don't know, it feels very nice, it feels very peaceful, but there are some intense moment. What the fuck? Doom the Dark Ages 43 minutes ago. Anyway, it have some intense moments in between, whether it's through the action or the narratives, but I don't know, it's so fucking crazy. Oh, let's play the intro real quick. Where's the intro? Don't be so serious. There's something about the game. I mean, you guys know me. You know, I'm a huge fan of like maximum ADHD action all the time kind of thing. So this game is very contradictive of like what I usually like, but I don't know. Yeah, it's a very hit or miss, definitely. You either love it or hate it. It's a slow burn game, true. I think the combination, at least for me personally, the combination of very high fidelity post-apocalyptic world and the peacefulness of the music, the atmosphere is very melancholy, and I am all about melancholic feeling and vibe. I mean, one of my favorite band is Radiohead, so I mean, hey, melancholy is my middle name. Oh my god. Don't be so serious. So good. Don't be so serious. Don't be so serious. Low roar, man. Rest in peace. Mafia 3 aesthetics really clicks with me. Music, world, cars, everything, but most don't like it because the missions are samey. Yeah, there are definitely aspects that, like one or two aspects of the game, they're just gonna make people deter from it. At least in Death Stranding case, the main issue was expectation that people set was very different from what Kojima is trying to make. And I guess it's fair to blame, in a way, quote unquote, blame Kojima in this case as well, because maybe, I don't remember, maybe they forgot to actually market the game properly, or they didn't do it very well. I honestly don't remember some of the announcement trailer for this game. So I purposely just like not see anything about this game until I played it. But I would assume the marketing didn't really do a good job to tell people this is not an action game. It's literally a delivery guy simulator. That's it, with a bunch of cutscene. And I've played Metal Gear Solid 5, which I'm assuming is like one of the most popular Metal Gear Solid game. This is the most, you know, available. And you know, it's a very different game. I don't dislike Metal Gear Solid 5, but the complexity that's happening in that game is just not for me. Death Stranding feels like Metal Gear Solid without the action part, if you really think about it. Huge open world, you can go anywhere, but it doesn't filled with a bunch of mission. Instead, you just go from point A to point B while trying to balance yourself. Yeah. My perspective definitely changed over time when the game came out day one versus when I'm watching your playthrough. Yeah, it definitely. I guess that's a lot of that's also another thing, because a lot of people probably also like have an opinion only based on either the first couple hours of the game or just like a glimpse of gameplay that they saw on the internet, which is fair. Like, if I put it like this, like for example, Death Stranding is just this, but for 40 hours. If I tell you that as someone who I'm trying to sell the game to, you're not gonna buy the game. You know what I mean? Like, you see this, and you only imagine that you're gonna do this for 40 hours straight. It's not fun. But it's not that. Like, sure, you do delivery shit for 40 hours, more or less like this, but it's different. The terrain's gonna be different. You're gonna deliver different type of items. You're gonna encounter different type of enemies. You're gonna do different kind of vehicles. I don't know. Am I biased? Maybe. I don't know. But I had a blast playing this game. I swear it's get even more fun by the hours. Also, what's up, Zarina? How you doing?
This one's for you.
It's really good. I really love this game. I really love this game. But yeah, I cannot wait for Death Stranding 2. Cannot wait. How you doing, Zarina? The Giga Hunter. What you been up to? Back then, I feel like my preference of game back when Death Stranding released tend to go for something fast-paced. As I age older, watching your playthrough after many years definitely aged like a fine wine. I mean, yeah, that's a factor as well, to be completely fair. I also would never thought that I would like game like Death Stranding, but sometimes it's nice to just like sit back and relax, like slouch in the couch kind of game, you know? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't really do a lot of Netflix, but Death Stranding feels like a Netflix type of game. It's one of those games where you play after a long day at work, you know, you showered, when you get home, you eat, or you haven't eat and you just sit in the couch, turn on your console or your PC, play with your controller on the couch, and just enjoy the cinematic experience. It's one of those games, you know? It's not a game that you lean towards the monitor and like aggressively swipe the mouse. No. That's Death Stranding. And I think that's a game for a lot of people as well. Yeah. People learn to love this game. 93%, man. I remember when it first came out, it was like mixed or something like that. I don't know if we have like a SteamDB history, but I remember it was not that good. Can't really say. Oh, this is also like this is the director's cut. I don't know. Me working? Oh shit. Hope you're not too busy and you're chilling. It's Friday. Friday night is waiting. Oh shit, it's on sale. I never played the director's cut version, but I don't think I don't think it's worth to play to get the game just for the director's cut. I don't know. Maybe. I don't actually know what's the difference. I do not know what this does. I'm assuming it's just like a bunch of customization stuff. Yeah. Whatever. As I may or not be able to join the movie night, no problem. At your pace, at your own pace. If you can, you do. If you cannot, no worries. But yeah, hopefully you don't mind, because I cannot delay it again since last week. So I already delayed it because I was sick. Thankfully, people don't mind. Schedule got clashed with something. No problem. Oh my goodness, that's a hentai. Oh yeah, Revenge of the Savage Planet is out today. Cash Cleaner Simulator? Ooh, more crime. Midnight Walk tomorrow, by the way, chat. Special Spoopy Saturday tomorrow. Very special. We're gonna play another co-op horror game tomorrow with the boys. Demo? Wait. Other than the one that you already said? Quarantine Zone? Oh, the White Knuckles and Dread Delusion? True. Dread Delusion, I already know, but I'm gonna wait for it a little bit more because that game's probably gonna take a little bit longer. Or probably later. White Knuckle, I'll check it out tomorrow, see what's up, if I have some space. Because tomorrow we're gonna play some co-op with the boys, probably gonna be like 2 to 3 hours. And we're gonna play Midnight Walk, which I assume, if it's really good, honestly, I'm just gonna play this. Because it looks really good. To be completely honest. Death Stranding doesn't interest me because I feel like I feel it like a cocky narcissist call from Kojima, even though I like Metal Gear. True. I mean, it's Kojima. Like it's definitely got that like elite vibe to it. And that's why I said I might be biased with Death Stranding, because I can like disregard anything about what Kojima think about the game, because what the game is actually just aligned with me. Again, the whole feeling of the game is very vibe, like very melancholy, and it's really nice. I like that feeling. What the fuck? Yeah, nice cover. I don't like the trend that he ended up more like a movie rather than a game. I like his movie-like style, not an actual movie. True. That is like the main criticize of Death Stranding. Again, I feel like it's okay if Kojima wanna go there, but I feel like he should be more obvious about it when Death Stranding 1 came out. Because a lot of people, including me, did not know it's gonna be a pure walking simulator. We all thought it's gonna have some sort of a like Metal Gear Solid shenanigans to it. But no, it does not. Not at all. And a lot of people very justifiably disappointed. Arguably justified. Or maybe not arguable. I think it was pretty obvious. It's one of those game. I feel like he's kind of like, yeah, like you said, I guess, the elitist feeling to it. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely a little bit biased with it because I do love the game as is, regardless of Metal Gear. I don't have a huge history with Metal Gear. I never played any Metal Gear series other than the first and the fifth. So I have no emotional attachment with Kojima at all. I guess that's as an advantage for me. When is movie? 1 hour exactly from now. Actually, let me just update it. Good morning, Dave. Chat movie night in 1 hour if you guys are interested. Join the Discord. Gotta watch Flow, the cat movie thing. Cat animation thing. Have you ever tried WoW or any MMO? Yes, I do. I actually grew up with a bunch of friends play MMO, but never WoW. I tried WoW a couple years ago. Didn't really land on me. But yeah. I'm not a huge MMO fans because I never really liked the idea of like a game that is sorta have complex gameplay design. Growing up, I'm a Quake and CS player, so I like the idea of game just being simple. Like you shoot, you move, you win. Crash Bandicoot, you move, you spin, you win. And then MMO, we have like so much things, and I'm just like, I grew up play MMO because my friends at school play MMOs. So I learned to like it, but I never love it. I play games like Seal Online, if you know that. RF Online, I played that a little bit as well. Also played a little bit of a Ragnarok, the super old one. What else? But never WoW, because WoW was subscription based, and growing up my mom would have killed me if I subscribed to any kind of game. So I've only played either the free ones or the one-time purchase that is like super cheap. Members are like a lot. I think there's a fun on that. Social thing's very cool. Yeah, I think that's the biggest part about MMOs. The social aspect of it is the most fun of MMO. Like, you not only play games, but your gameplay progression is an investment that you do alongside other people in the game. And not just like for a tiny 50, 100. We're talking about like 1,000 of hours with a group, guild, clans, you know, learning bosses, raids. There's so many things to do in an MMO. It's essentially a second life. MMO, a really good MMO feels like a second life the moment you log in. If you're really into it, you know. There's so many things to do in MMO. Especially like WoW, Final Fantasy, those kind of games. They have like the most die-hard community. Essentially a second life. Not to be confused with the game Second Life, because that one's a little bit... we don't talk about that one. Rat went to school with Asmin. What? What do you mean? Luckily, there's private server for a while. Never given money to Blizzard. There's a shit ton of WoW private server. But yeah, I don't know. Never really have an interest in MMO, like, other than just like to play with friends. Luckily, I guess, because if I did, I would have wasted a shit ton of money on the subscription of it. Like, damn. Can I imagine if I subscribed to one singular games growing up until I got old? That would be crazy. Thankfully, all of my games are either one-time purchase, or if it's a subscription, it's like super dirt cheap. Like Trackmania, the one you guys seeing right now in the background, is like $20 a year. But how are they gonna pay their breasts? Okay, oh, Jesus Christ. What about Monster Hunter Frontier? We'll get there eventually. I'm not gonna lie. I'm almost done with Iceborne. I'm gonna dabble in some Sunbreak. And after that, I am ready to dive into Frontier. Not gonna take that long. Well, depends on how fucking insane Fatalis is gonna be. And Sunbreak. Waiting room for Sunbreak. We'll get there, we'll get there. I'm actually kind of excited to jump into Frontier. Every time I see a glimpse of that game on the internet, it's always like... It's the old games, but it's not like, it doesn't feel old. It doesn't feel classic, even though it is. I don't know what it is about it. I guess just because like it was just such a different type of Monster Hunter. It just feels weird. It's a Monster Hunter game that it's in its own universe. They have a thing going on. Like their weapons, the weapons look so crazy. Like, I don't know what you call it. It's the one where like it's like it looks like a giant like a giant blade. And the every time I see it, people just like swinging, spinning around, and then like jumping, and like, what the fuck? I thought Generation Ultimate was like the craziest one until Frontier. Magnet Spike? What the fuck? What is it called? Magnet Spike. Still waiting for Plague Tale. Plague Tale, okay. No wait list. Relax. No rush, no rush. There's so many games, man, that I want to play. Oh, let me actually see. Hold up. Magnet Spike. Yes. Dude, this doesn't look like Monster Hunter. This weapon looks insane. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but it looks cool as hell. Look at that. What the fuck? Oh my god, that T-Rex looks insane. Like, what is going on? The hunter in this game is like Super Saiyan. You dash around, you fly, you float. Fucking... What the hell? The weapon is broken as fuck. I figured. Oh my goodness. It looks cool though. If this weapon exists in the mainline Monster Hunter, I would probably learn this weapon. I really like one of my favorite weapon type in like fantasy is just like giant blade. I like this kind of weapon. Like a big hunk of blade. Blinking Nargacuga switch axe kill. What the fuck? What is going on here? Is that a fucking black hole move or some shit? What the fuck? Okay. Blinking Nargacuga. This one, I'm assuming? Oh my... Dude, what? The Nargacuga literally blinking around. Oh. What is going on? Okay. Yeah, Frontier is definitely like it's its own thing. Like it doesn't even fit the portable series. Like it's even more over the top than the portable series. It's like, what if Monster Hunter is some truly anime shit? Like the true anime moves Monster Hunter. Damn, the combo is so nice. It's an MMO? I mean, yeah, but I don't know, still though. I guess. Like, I would have never thought they would bring Monster Hunter into this direction. You know? But again, this game came out when there was only four Monster Hunter, but two main. This is like after DOS, right? Before Monster Hunter 3 was a thing. Like I think it was like released alongside Freedom Unite or something like that, or around the same time as Freedom Unite, or was it like even later? Yeah. Very fantasy. Fantastical. 2007. This was just MH-DOS with a... Yeah, exactly. Which is crazy. It's like Monster Hunter 1 and Monster Hunter DOS was like very grounded Monster Hunter. And then Freedom was like not that much different from Monster Hunter 1. It's just a much more PSP friendly game. And then Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, a little bit more different than those, but still, you know, Monster Hunter. And then there's Frontier. It just like fucking Super Saiyan. White Fatalis. Like, not only the hunter is anime, the monster is also anime. Like, what the fuck? Oh my eyes, holy shit. His visual effects, the whole fucking screen. My goodness. It looks fun though, I'm not gonna lie. This coexists with every MH game after DOS, which is crazy, right? A lot of his move can insta-kill. I bet. Holy fuck. Like in Rust, they just want Hunter to act faster, so we have Bug. OG MH have only Pain. Yeah, it's like, to be fair, it does create like two things thanks to the portable series. One, instead of just one type of Monster Hunter, which is fine, they release two different type of Monster Hunter. Oh my eyes. Jeez. What is going on? Dude, holy shit. Anyway, the portable series, like the Freedom Unite, Portable Third, it gives you like another game until the next main Monster Hunter's release, and it's like a lot lighter, you know, not necessarily easier. I feel like the game is still hard, especially if you get to the end game, but it's a lot more lighter, less stiff, less grounded, more, you know, fantasy. Well, maybe not more fantasy, you know what I mean. And it's kind of nice. That is like why I feel like Capcom is so... They hit a very nice spot with Monster Hunter as a franchise. Because I don't think there is a single bad Monster Hunter game. Based on my experience playing it themselves. Well, it's subjective, I suppose, but like in each generation, if you play it during release, those games are fucking amazing, you know what I mean? Like arguably some people might hate or maybe just dislike Monster Hunter 1 or 2, but let's just say Freedom Unite, Portable Third, Tri-G, 4G, Generation Ultimate, none of them is bad. You know what I mean? Not a single one. Which is crazy. But I also know that Capcom put a shit ton of money into this franchise, to the point that the drama is that inside Capcom development house, some other franchise may or may not have less love from Capcom as a company. Dragon's Dogma. So, you know, it's not all flowers and rainbows. But hey, you know, cannot have all the good things, I suppose. They have to team dev, one love realistic, another love fantasy stuff. Sorta. You can see it like that. God, for Ultimate. This game, for example, was made by another team. None of those, yeah. I forgot the name, but it's like outside of Capcom altogether, but still like work alongside some of the Capcom internal team. Like they outsourced this one. Based on what I saw. Till they persevered on Rise and Frontier team took and gave ideas. Longsword and Sunbreak. No. Frostcraft. Dude, the wire bug is such a OP thing. Okay, maybe OP is not a fair word for it. But after playing a lot of World and Iceborne, motherfucker, dude, wire bug is such a lifesaver. I die less in this game thanks to wire bug. It's insane how helpful that insta dodge can help me in a lot of time. I'm not playing paper. Gotcha. I'm just watching. Because we gotta watch a movie in like 40 minutes. But yeah, like the wire bug, other than the move set, it also like enhances the way your weapon works. It's very similar to the improvement that they did in Generation Ultimate with the Hunter art and Hunter style, but it's a lot less class-based and more like every weapon have their own wire bug iteration of it, which makes it less confusing. Instead of classes, you have what do you call it? The scroll thingy. If we have bug in world or wild, people will fly around across the map. Yeah. Which is why, again, it's kind of cool. The fact that Capcom is able to do such a two different thing in the same franchise. That is unheard of. I don't know if you guys can give me an example, but I don't know any series, any game series that have such a, you know, identifiable gameplay, like formula, right? Like Monster Hunter formula is essentially a bunch of preps and monster planning and making sure all the plan works and stuff like that. But the mainline and the portable is such a different experience, but it just works. Like, what the fuck? Imagine if, like, for example, I don't know, Resident Evil. You guys remember that Resident Evil tried to do the same shit or similar, where they tried to create, you know, the main Resident Evil, where it's like sorta serious stuff, and then they kind of trying to make this multiplayer branch of Resident Evil that kind of fucking sucks. No one likes it because it's just so fucking, I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know how it worked for Monster Hunter but no one else. I guess just because like they kind of ease it in very softly, maybe. I don't know. I think Generation Ultimate was like the first Monster Hunter that was like super fantastical. Everything before that, even in the portable line, like Freedom Unite, and Portable Third, was kind of grounded, if you really think about it. It's just less stiff. Because Monster Hunter 1 and DOS was so fucking stiff that, you know, you cannot really do a lot with the portable line. Sorta. So, I mean, shit. And I do like what they did with Wilds. As much as I hate how shit this game runs, this game is really fun when it fucking works and doesn't crash my PC and doesn't crash everyone else's PC. I still need to kill this guy a couple more times. I need to get his pendant. I only killed him like 3 times. Still not watching my cobbler. I'll save it up for next time then. And for gore. Let me save it. Let me save it. I got you. I got you. There you go. The Last of Us. What is going on? Oh, this, he's just constantly dodging. You still have some DC problem and performance. The performance is still not that good. This game is still a long way. Like it was similar to when Monster Hunter World just came out. It was also runs like ass for everyone. It took like at least 1 year or maybe more, I forgot, until people start to be able to play the game properly without having technical issues. Which is, again, I feel like they need to address this issue. This should not be a culture. This should not be something that people get used to. Like, it's not normal to have a game that barely runs on launch and just like, well, the developer eventually gonna fix it. No. The game needs to run well from the start. That is not a rare concept. Every game should be released as a playable state. We should not get used to game that barely runs and wait for a couple months or year until it's properly playable. We should not get used to this. We should not let developer / publisher be comfortable doing this. My Fuawa clip. I'm just kind of in the mood for some gaming today. Monster Hunter makes a PS for PS all the time. That's why we suffer. You think because of like the exclusivity? I don't think they have exclusivity though, no? I don't know though what's going on behind the back for Capcom as a company. God, this video looks bad actually. I see a lot of people just like run this game in like low quality. Like, look at this texture. Just muddy desert. This is what happens when your game runs like ass. The game can look amazing, but a lot of people unable to run it like that. Including the speedrunners, who appreciate performance over quality. Man. Charge blade, hoo ha ha. If they work for a PC from start, we won't see this problem. True. I mean, I guess so. I don't know. Although at the same time, I do... I can give them the benefit as in like... It's actually easier to create or to develop a game for a console in mind first, because console just have one specification for everyone. So they don't have to optimize the game for every single variation of hardwares. So development wise, making a game for console is easier in general. But well, I don't know. It's not everyone have a console, man. It's just the world we live in, unfortunately. People don't need 5090 for PS. Ooh. But I mean, honestly, the Monster Hunter division of Capcom, I feel like they should have nailed the performance issue, considering they had this issue since World. They had multiple years to learn from their mistakes in World/Iceborne. What's confusing is that why is it still happening in this game despite all of that? As if like they never learn anything. You know? That's my biggest gripe. If it's like the first iteration of RE engine, sure. But this is not. This is their third game in RE engine. If you include Rise, even though that's like a different developer house or team. But I'm pretty sure the mainline developer and the portable developer, you know, they work together in some way, even though not directly. It's not, I mean, it's not new engine though. It's both RE engine, the Resident Evil engine. If it's a new version that you're talking about, sure. But still, I don't know. Either way though, it is a really good game. Just held back by the game performance. That's about it, honestly. It's not a perfect game. I still... Okay, I'm not gonna say my full honest review of this game yet, but I do like World more than Wilds as a gameplay, like on a foundation level. But yeah, it's a good game. It's a damn good game. That's why it's kind of disappointing to see the performance. What the hell? What the hell? They upgrade their engine by times is probably just something in the middle. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like it's just unfair to release the game in this condition to players. If it's early access or beta, I can just like, yeah, sure, it's an unfinished product. This is not a beta. This is not an early access. This is a full blown release. I just feel like it's unfair for the customer who paid full price, aka me. So yeah. How's the game review is right now? Monster Hunter Wilds. Yep, I mean, hey, at least I'm not alone in this. You know, I'm not the only one. 3080 16 gigabytes getting pushed by even lowest graphics. Performance, yeah, mostly performance issue. Some people do have like genuine issue with the game design perspective, notably the easier version of Monster Hunter, but I feel like most people fairly complains about the performance in general, which is completely valid and fair. Maybe MH after this will be better. Hold your horses, this game just came out. We're not gonna get another Monster Hunter anytime soon. You bet. I don't want to move on yet. I paid a hefty price for this fucking game, alright? I want to play this game for a couple more years. They better improve the shit out of it. It's all about CPU. True. This game is a lot more problematic with the CPU side of things, which is why I crash a lot. Because if I don't stream, my OBS utilizes CPU more than GPU. If I don't stream, I never crash. Maybe at first, but after a couple more patch notes, I never actually crash off stream when I play this game. Which is why you guys don't see me stream this game a whole lot. It's just so tiring to crash every now and then when you're on the fucking flow. You know what I mean? Kind of sucks. So yeah. Portable version cap. Honestly, I don't even know what are they gonna do with the next portable series after Rise, which we probably gonna have like next year, maybe. Let me see actually. Was the year release? Rise was 2021. World 2018. Okay, not gonna be anytime soon. Okay, we're not gonna get another big Monster Hunter game for next 3 years. So expect something into at least 2027. So you guys better get comfortable with Wilds if you want new content. If not, there's literally gajillion of Monster Hunter games to play, and most of them are fucking good. So hey, especially this one, the Souls-like Monster Hunter. Did you guys know Monster Hunter Diary is a Monster Hunter game that's developed by From Software? This game. Yeah. The Souls-like of Monster Hunter. Hydrate. The GPU runs in 30% all the time, and CPU is at 60 to 70%. Yeah. Especially if you cap your frame rate, GPU will be a lot chiller. Bug but faster, maybe. Well, gameplay wise, I don't know. They're definitely gonna implement something new for sure, but it's more like, because when you really think about it, I don't think it makes sense to call Ichinose, was it Ichinose? I forget his name, the main developer, head developer for the portable series. It's Ichinose, right? Yeah, Yasunori Ichinose. I don't think Ichinose's games can be called portable anymore since Rise, because yes, it was launched on Switch, but it's available on every platform. And I'm pretty sure if Capcom actually think about it, Monster Hunter Wilds is the first Monster Hunter game that actually first time ever released on every single platform and make the most money in the history of its fucking company, not the series. It is the most money-making game in the history of Capcom. If they have the right brain power, the next one should also be released on every platform. Should be. I really hope so. Because if not, I don't know. They would be so dumb if they do not release this game, the next one, on all platforms as well. So I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. I also forgot about Monster Hunter Stories. Definitely something that we need to play. I'm really curious about this game. Game's overwhelmingly positive on Steam. The second one, at least. Imagine a fucking game where you befriend the monsters. Sounds like a whole lot of like Pokemon. I think it's because they make World too good, so Wild have good seller. True, that is a factor indeed. World was a huge pedestal that helps Wild's successful. Making Wild successful, true. But still, you know, good marketing, good trailers helps as well. Good. Okay, the beta was not that good. But I think it was horrible. A lot of people can barely play the game on beta. Like, it's even worse performance-wise than on launch. Yeah, true. Now that I think about it. Especially Iceborne. Iceborne was fucking insane. I love Iceborne so much. Except the Clutch Claw. Outside of that, one thing, I love Iceborne so much. Such a good expansion to the whole series, or to the game. Especially with a lot of the flashback existing monster. The Zenogre in HD looks so fucking cool. My baby Zenogre. Polygon monster. Oh, we got 12 minutes before movie night. Movie night, people, movie night. Are you guys ready? I'm gonna do another follow-up in 10 minutes, in 2 minutes. I feel like Wild can do better, just need time. Yeah, that's a problem. I'm pretty sure they will do better. It just icked me the wrong way when they already sell the game for $70 and we finish an essentially unfinished product. You know? We only okay it for Monster Hunter because the game is just so good, and there is no better alternative in this genre. There is no good Monster Hunter like game, so the fan base have no choice to just be patient. Which is kind of sucks. Every single Monster Hunter like from other developers just died. It's almost like Capcom fucking assassinate them. Like, we cannot have rivals in this genre. So like, all of their fucking rivals just die one by one for a variety of reasons. Especially Dauntless. Holy shit. That game's essentially just died by itself. The fucking publisher just shoot itself in the foot like a dumbass. It was actually crazy. Imagine making your fucking Monster Hunter game pay to win. That's insane. Never heard of that concept before. Who would have thought that would be such a bad idea? Hold up. Also, the EA one, what is it called again? Wild Hearts. Okay, that one is not a bad game. Based on my gameplay with it, that is very brief but fair. I kind of was having fun with it. I'm not gonna lie. Especially that, believe it or not, chat, we played it like a couple weeks ago. When I played, there was someone join my lobby and help me kill the monster. Just like some of you guys that join and help me in when I played Monster Hunter. It's crazy that to this day there are still players that still, like, veterans still helps with Monster Hunter, with Wild Hearts. That's actually very surprising. So I kind of respect that. No matter how bad of a game, you gotta respect the fact that if that game have a veteran that still helps, you know, some noobs, the game is probably not bad. It's just unfortunately dead. Movie died. What up, Sin? Hi. Movie night. Starting in 10 minutes. Ding dong. Wait, how do you tag movie theater channel again? Copy channel ID? I forgot. Is endgame content's good? Well, unfortunately the game also runs like ass. I don't know if you can still find the VOD, but I was fighting this monster for like 25 minutes or something, and the game just like hard freeze and doesn't even let me continue the fight, and it just crashed, and this is like my last straw. I was like, ah, fuck it, I'm done with this game. I just realized I have two of me. Thanks a lot, EA. Stopwatch. Double the rat. Hey! Stop! Stop that! Okay. I'm gonna put it in the middle, I guess. It's a Capcom problem. Capcom this, Capcom that. Frick you, Capcom. Honestly, I'm pretty sure Capcom as a company as a whole is probably not that far off than Konami, maybe. They're not all nice either. It just seems nice from the Monster Hunter fan base perspective. And maybe Resident Evil. I've heard my fair share of controversial stuff with Capcom as a company in itself. They're kinda problematic as well. Like one of those multi-million-dollar company problematic. You know. Hold it down. Okay. Alright, that works. That's good, that's good. Just gotta make sure that everything is good to go. Oh god. My my coffee might have some reaction right now. I think I'm good. Am I? Oh fuck. Alright, hold up. Yeah, give me like fucking, I don't know, 1 minute. Just beat each other up. I'll be back. All right. Okay, Jake's got a cat situation. We'll start in a bit. We'll start in a bit. Na 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 Maguma. Yo, can you help me check if it works? Oh wait, you're here. Ooh, sorry, I forgot to check. Hold up. Can you make sure it works? Na, na. Na, na. Virtual reality. Okay. All right, can you see or hear it? Okay, there's no audio. Oh, can you hear that? Okay, cool. Cool. Right now we wait for Jigu. Jigu. Oh shit, it's already out. It's already 11 minutes. Let's wait for 2 more minutes. It will. Oh my god. Okay, the alert's still broken.
Move night, best night, radder.
Move night, best night. You did indeed misspell that, unfortunately. Very unlucky. Oh shit, I should probably change the movie night low. CJ, I don't mind since he already watched it twice. She said, Bajik's gonna miss out. Oh, he's arrived. All right, join up. Let's go. Let go. Where you at? Mr. Magma have arrived. The big boss. Don't waste his time. Get a meeting with another CEO. All right, you're good? Everyone's good to go. Gonna do the countdown and start. Fudge. They messed up. I did that, messed it up. Dave, you good? To go? Okay. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I honestly have zero expectation with this movie, other than I know that it won an Oscar, but still, I do not know what to expect. One. Oh shit. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Le Front. What? Oh my god, this is a full-fledged French development or French published. Not a single hand from the US. Oh my god. Latvia. Oh my god, dude, how many company introduction? What? It's like that one time Simpson make fun of, where it's a bunch of company introduction before the movie. Oh. Oh my god. He's so cute. Oh my god. Oh. If I'm watching this on a phone screen, was it so small? Wait, what do you mean by small? I shared the full screen. Is that a cat statue? Oh shit. Fine to me. There you go. You click on that, or do the click on the pop out. Like, it's not full screen. A window mode. I suppose so. I never used the windowed mode for that one. Oh my god, it looks so cute. The animation's very nice. Hello. He's doing the thingy thing. He's chirping. Damn. The doggos. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh god. No. Oh god. Oh shit. I'm lower it a little bit. It's getting loud. Oh. Run, boy, run! They lost them. Yeah. Yes, it is. True. Also, I wonder what happened to all the human in this movie. Is it just all just dead? Oh god. Wait. What? What happened? Oh god. Oh! Oh god. Oh god. Dude, the animal movements look so realistic. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh no. Oh. Holy shit. Oh no. Oh god. There he is. No! Oh god. It's like some sort of a great flood, like Noah's Ark. It couldn't give a shit. The body language and the face. Like a good, oh god, a good balance between realism and animation, but still leans more forwards, more towards the animation. Like fuck did I do? Hmm. He had a human owner. The water rising? Oh my god. Mungo. Boat. What's this about? You don't know? Oh my god, dude. I was like wondering why you haven't watched. It's about a cat in a post-apocalyptic world-ish. I feel like you're gonna like this one. Everyone who like cats or dogs definitely gonna like this. No! Join a man. Okay, now it kind of makes sense why a lot of the humans are gone. Okay, that's a gigantic cat statue. Oh my god. No. Oh my god. What? Oh. Ooh. Monga Jiga. That is not a real animal. For a second I thought it's like some sort of a whale. Oh my god, I cannot listen to this, man. Oh my god. Oh.